Welcome to Elizabeth's Chronicles. If you love true crime, consider subscribing. Jason Fairbanks, age 39, was born in January of 1978. He went to Springfield High School in Vermont, then graduated from Montana State University. Annihilators Fairbanks, age 39, was born on February 14 of 1978. She attended the University of Tennessee in Chattanooga. She was a master CHEK practitioner, and a doctor of holistic nutrition. CHEK practitioners focus on wellness, diet, fitness, stress management and lifestyle coaching. The couple met while working. They dated for a while, then moved in together. They married a year and a half later. Their first child, Isabel Izzy Fairbanks, was born on April 7 in 2013. Their second child, Parker Elliott Fairbanks, was born on February 10 in 2017. The couple lived in an upper-middle-class neighborhood. Their home was near Frank Lloyd Boulevard and Thunderbird Road. Zillow values the homes in the area in the millions. The couple owned their well-respected business in Old Town Scottsdale, a macrotherapy, specializing in physical therapy and rehabilitation. Dr. Annie Fairbanks was one of the most well-respected alternative healers in the U.S., and gave regular talks at holistic healing conferences, and worked hard to expose the corruption of Big Pharma and educate people of the benefits of natural nutritional treatments. On November 10, in 2017, the couple failed to show up for work, so a business associate went to the home, and found a horrific scene. The entire family was dead. All of the bodies were in one room of the house. They immediately called police. The Scottsdale Police Department sent officers to the home at 1:25 p.m. Upon entry to the home, they found the family all dead from gunshot wounds. Sergeant Ben Hoster, Scottsdale Police Department spokesman, said the couple had been experiencing financial problems over their business. Authorities say that Jason Fairbanks murdered his wife and two small children, then turned the gun on himself. Family and neighbors were in shock over the senseless killings. Laura Fairbanks, Jason Fairbanks' sister, said her brother wasn't a bad person. She said, "He loved his family so much." She added, "I just wished he had asked for help. Jason could make people laugh in ways you never thought you could. He was an extraordinary big brother." Ms. Fairbanks also paid tribute to her sister-in-law. She said, "When you were around her, she just made you feel all right," she said. "It was just her presence. Boy, she loved those kids. She loved them so much." Naturopathic physician Wendy Wells worked with Annie a few years back and remembers Annie well. "It's a terrible thing what happened to her. She was completely passionate about what she did. Always on the go, just her whole person, just exuded health and vibrancy. She had the biggest, most winning smile. It's a shame this happened, it really is," said Mondo de Panasis. "I've been through bad times too, but it's not worth killing yourself or your family. There's other ways out of this and much easier than shooting your family and giving up life." Fernando Manrique, 44 years old, and his wife, Maria Claudia Lutz, age 43, met in Colombia. Both were children from highly educated, middle-class parents in Bogotá, Colombia, a city plagued by drug gangs. In Manrique's late teen years, he inherited a large sum of money. He went through a phase of fast cars and partying before joining the military. After military, both completed their university degrees. Maria finished law school, while Manrique engineering. The two married and started their lives together. Maria spent several years as a criminal lawyer, visiting the worst of the worst in Bogotá's prisons. when the couple visited Australia and fell in love with the country. They were both granted work visas, then became citizens. By 2005, the couple moved to Sydney. In February of 2005, the couple purchased their home in Davidson, on Sir Mitchell Drive, in Sydney's north. They paid $590,000 for the 4-bedroom brick veneer home, on the corner block. In May of 2005 the couple have their first child, a daughter they named Elisa. In August of 2006 the couple welcomed Martin. Both of the children were non-verbal, and had autism. Maria took her children to the Shepherd Centre, a facility which aids in early intervention for children with hearing and learning disabilities. Maria's parents visited them in Australia and tried to get them all to move back to Colombia. The family would have been well off there. They would be able to employ staff to help with the children. Manrique even contacted friends to explore opportunities for employment if his family returned. But Maria refused due to Elise's asthma. The altitude would cause complications. And from her work from being a lawyer, she realized the safety of her children may be at risk there. By 2012, Elisa started school at St. Lucy's, School for Children with Disabilities in Warunga, a highly regarded special needs school that has only 130 students, and class hold no more than 10 students. Half of the students attending are non-verbal. The next year, Martin also started at the same school. Their mother, Maria, volunteered at the school canteen. She would help the teachers with other things around the school. She even greeted children at the gate at the end of the school day. She knew each child by name, knew all their medications and conditions, and what they could and couldn't eat. She loved the school so much, she studied to become a teacher's aide and just completed the training. She was liked throughout the community. She was described as a vivacious, loving mother who often posted on social media about her children. In November of 2013 Manrique began working at Drake Business Logistics as a chief technology officer, and a partner. He made a deal with his wife. He would help build up the business for 2 years, then hand over the reins. This would set the children up for life financially. Within 2 years he became the executive director of Drake Business Services Asia. He would often travel in this new position. At home, Maria was struggling to raise their 2 autistic children alone. Manrique would sometimes be gone for weeks at a time, leaving her alone to handle the children. And even when he came home, it was briefly, then he would leave again for weeks. While on these business trips in Asia, Manrique would go bar hopping. His co-workers described him as a predator, who had numerous underage girlfriends in Vietnam, Thailand, and the Philippines. He also would hire high-priced escorts. He ran up massive credit card debt living this double life. He had a young 17-year-old Vietnamese girlfriend he met at Kim's Tavern in Ho Chi Minh City. He would buy her expensive gifts. He began introducing her to his co-workers as his girlfriend. When the young girl told Manrique she was pregnant with his child, he told his friends, who advised him he was probably being scammed. That she had probably done this to numerous other guys. He responded back that he was a rock star and knew what he was doing. He pursued more women after this relationship failed. He had young girlfriends in Bangkok, Taiwan, and Japan. While in the Philippines, he paid the rent for another 17-year-old girl named Jamie Lynn. Even though he was deeply in debt and couldn't even pay his mortgage, he transferred $3,400 to his teenage girlfriend's bank account. One day Maria was going through their finances and came across a transaction at a strip club on their bank statement. She began piecing together his infidelities, and from there the relationship began to deteriorate. On October 2, 2016, Maria kicked Manrique out of the family home for his cheating. By September of 2016, the marriage was over. However, Manrique convinced Maria to let him just stay for a few more weeks so he could find his own place to live. She agreed. While staying there, he was doing things he had never done before, cooking, cleaning and helping with his children. Maria told friends if only he'd done this previously, it could have saved their marriage. During this time, he had no plans to find his own home. He was masterminding something else. He made 4 trips to Bunnings and ordered 2 large cylinders of carbon monoxide gas. While Maria was at school volunteering, her husband was at home, on the roof, rigging up a system that would pump carbon monoxide poison into the home. On October 17, the school became worried when the children didn't show up, so they contacted police, who forced their way into the home. Manrique's body was in the living room. Maria and Elisa were lying next to each other in a bedroom, both deceased. Martin was in another bedroom next to his support dog, a bull mastiff, named Tequila. Detective Sergeant Timothy Pooley said Manrique owed over $15,000 in taxes, and had ran up massive credit card debt, over $28,000. He stated that the family only had around $6 in a trust account, and a few thousand in other accounts. They were only paying the interest on their mortgage. The coroner ruled that Manrique's death was a suicide, and emphasized he had acted alone in killing his family. The coroner said 4 artworks created by Elisa and Martin during their short lives were a stark reminder of the potential cut short by their own father. Maria Lutz's friends were gathered outside Lidcombe Coroner's Court the Friday after the murders, wearing brightly colored scarves designed by Elisa's artwork. "It was a selfish and arrogant act and I can't understand it," a friend of Maria, Serena Markey, told reporters. "A lot of people spoke about the burden of having children with disabilities, but we don't see it that way, and Maria didn't," Markey said. "It's a massive responsibility, but it's a responsibility she took up with great gusto, love, and passion. She didn't deserve this, her children didn't deserve this. Those paintings are beautiful, and gave me pause to think of the gifts and contributions the Manrique children would have given, due to the nourishment and opportunities their mother, friends and carers provided them," she said. "But their lives were stolen, by someone who should have been their protector and provider." Elaine Truscott, the New South Wales deputy coroner, said despite the painless deaths inflicted on Lutz and her children, the tragedy was one of family violence, adding that Manrique had a possessive attitude towards his wife. She also suggested delivery drivers be educated about the use of carbon monoxide, and encouraged to report suspect deliveries. The drivers who delivered the lethal gas thought it was odd it was being sent to a residential address, but did not raise any red flags or contact anyone. A neighbor, Ofik Thomasian, told reporters, he was right up on the roof replacing tile sand using power tools and sorts. He was cutting and banging and making all sorts of noise, and pulling up tiles, but I don't really know what he was doing. Other neighbors also reported seeing him on the roof working all weekend. Police discovered a network of pipes and gas bottles throughout the home, installed by Manrique to gas his family. Police said it was a very elaborate system, that he spent weeks planning then putting together. A mass was held for Fernando, Maria, Elisa and Martin at Holy Name Catholic Church, in Wahroonga, on October 31, 2016. Hundreds of family and friends gathered, many from Colombia, to say farewell. A tin of paintbrushes was placed at the altar inside the church at the beginning of service, to symbolize the children's love of art. Jason Fairbanks murdered his wife and children, due to financial problems. Instead of searching for other alternatives, he murdered them all, taking a well-respected alternative physician with him, and 2 beautiful children, who never got the chance to grow up. This final act turns Jason Fairbanks from a loving husband and father to a cold-blooded monster. Fernando Manrique lived a double life. While his wife was at home working hard to care for their two autistic children, he was out going from bar to bar, sleeping with underage girls. He was a sick man who should have moved away, and left his family alone. His wife could have went on to have a wonderful life without him. He was an evil, disgusting man, who deserves far worse than death. That concludes this episode. Keep your eye out for the next volume, coming soon. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.